Hey folks, Mike and McGee here. In yesterday's video, you saw us pack this silage that the tractor's still sitting on top of. It sat on top of it all night. But when we closed out, we just melted our spider connector that keeps our Lovejoy connector from clacking together and breaking. Basically, it's a buffer zone. Well, I let my neighbors know about what happened, and if you remember last year, this machine was down. They allowed me to use their tractor to chip with because they have a tractor chipper. Their tractor has got a hose that's not working right now, so it's down. So they would have offered that to me, but he was coming through town. He said, I think I can find one of these. He found me one last night, so we may be in business again today. I believe we will be. The boys came out, backed this hydraulic pump back off of here. I'm gonna see if this thing fits real quick. It's got to go down and in. Yes, it fits perfect. That's good, because this in here was shot. I've got some more of this particular type ordered. When they will come in, I do not know. Here's the bag that the new one came in. I'll just do this. All right, so now we've got to get the pump lined up, get this turned. All right, my boys are the actual mechanics here on the place. I think it's time to get them involved. Once we get this set back up, I'm gonna crank up. They're loading right now. They're gonna have me a load to chop here momentarily, but we're gonna get this thing moving. I've got this thing full of gas. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's do it. boys got this field done, and now they're over at the other side of the property doing the field that's right beside where we dug that water line right through there. You remember that? It is different. It is a mixture of breeds of corn. This first one's got mostly Guatemalan, some tiny bit of Trucker's Favorite, and a tiny bit of Purple Pride. This one here has a little bit more Purple Pride, a little bit more white, a little less yellow. The Purple Pride hadn't really come to yet as far as being really blue looking. I don't know if it was going to or if that's it on that. This one's got some darker in it. Now that's that's an absolutely beautiful ear of corn right there. That is a three-way cross. That is good corn for silage. We made silage with it last year, and it is in the mid to later dough stage. It's not very, very late dough, but it's getting there. Parts of the crop will be late dough, parts will be early dough, because we had such sporadic rainfall. The stuff just, some of it had deeper roots, I guess, than others. A very strange year. We are just grateful to have a crop to make silage with, because literally in the month that we had the most growth, we had a half-inch rain. It just happened to hit when we needed it the most. Unbelievable. All right, here we are over at the other side of the property, and here's how much they have done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and we're probably going to leave rows here for ear corn. We may leave about 5 or 6 rows. Look at the size of that ear right there. Wow. So if we have decent ears like that, we should have a pretty good little crop here. We'll be picking December probably. It kind of depends on how bad the squirrels and the raccoons get after us, but they're not ready to pick now, obviously. But look, you can see where we put our water line through right here for our spring water. And there you can see the boys up there working. So that's pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. The boys do have me a load ready, so I'm gonna take it over and get working, and they're gonna load one more before lunch. Lunch was good. Had me about 3 deer steaks and a glass of tea. That's it's gonna keep me going today. It's pretty warm. It's hovering around 90, just a little below 90, I believe. According to the truck thermometers, they ain't always the most accurate. But anyway, I've got me about a half a load here to grind, and then I'll pack, and we'll be waiting on the boys to bring us another. I'm getting down to the last of my dry molasses. It's basically sugar is what it is. A very low refined sugar. This is approximately halfway up. I think this pile will be 8 feet deep when we're done. So the top's not going to get the sugar unless I go buy more, but I'm not even sure it's a good idea just to put it in here in the first place. So I'm just trying it out. But over top of the sugar, I'm fixing to put some salt. I've also got a bag of that on hand. You know me, I like mixing stuff in. This is called feed mix salt. I'm gonna go right over that sugar now. Obviously the salt's gonna help draw moisture out of this and sort of pickle it. Let me know if you think it's a bad idea. I don't know if it is or not. I put salt on the top about every year, but I've never put it in the middle. I don't know what kind of mistake it could be. The only thing I can think of is that it's gonna keep the corn from getting hot, I would imagine. I don't know if that's bad or good. One thing for sure, there ain't one way to find out, because just because somebody says it ain't gonna work don't mean. I've been in this business long enough to know you can't go by these keyboard warriors. Don't say anything. One thing you know about me, and that is I'll show you the results in real live action. A lot of people don't understand the silage, why we do it, what makes it so great. Not only is it good fermented stuff for their gut, but on a year like this, when we have these pitiful crops because the rain didn't come, we have thin, scrawny stalks, not 100%. I've got some nice big stalks, but a lot of our stalks are puny. A lot of our ears are puny or non-existent. What is there is still able to be chopped, packed, and made into feed. You can't tell which stalk was big or which one was little. It's all packed together. On a year like this, we'd have half a crop and we wouldn't have enough feed to get through the winter. This right here is the ticket. This is where it's at. If you are really wanting to feed your animals yourself, this is the way to do it. Now this is only for the beef. This is only for the dairy. This is not pork. This is strictly bovine, but they love it and it keeps them going. And that's a big part of our operation here is bovine. That's cow, by the way. And we make our own milk, we make our own meat, and that's how to go about doing it right there. Obviously, you can have a crop failure where you don't even grow enough to make silage, but it has to be really bad. If you're depending on ears and grain alone, you can be susceptible to years like this. But with a silage system, you're pretty much gold. We've got the last load of the day chopped. It's time for me to pack it one last time. At the end of the day, I pack it a little harder and a little longer. I just really pack it at the end of the day, and then the next morning I pack it again, get started, and we will roll. But this is day 2. You might not be able to tell a whole lot of difference in the amount, but we've at least doubled the product here. But packing it small is exactly what we want to do. We don't want to make it look bigger. Some jobs, yeah, you want it to make a showing, but not in this kind of category. We want to make it as small as possible because we want to press as much out of it as we can, get the oxygen out. One thing we learned in our barrel silage, the heavier the person, the more you can get in. Literally tons more weight in, much oxygen out. So if I had a bigger tractor, that tells me I could get more oxygen out of this and press it down even more. But my Kubota has done good in the past. The silage keeps, we feed it, and everything's good, so I'm good with it. But this is day number 2 in the books. I don't know how many days it's going to take us this year. Last year took 7 full working days. We don't know. We're just going to work. That's all we know. Keep our nose to the grindstone. But that's all we got for you today. We hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.